There are some people who are questioning what my role is in the foundation, assuming it seems that I want to be in control of everything and that I want to be in a position as a benevolent dictator, as it were, as if there ever was such a thing. I'd like to be able to sit here and tell you how honest and straightforward I am and that I'm absolutely immune to corruption, but I can't say that for certain. If somebody were to place me in a position of authority where I could utilize something to my own benefit at the levels that we're talking about, there remains a possibility that I could be tempted. It seems much more viable and much more prudent to have a trilateral head, as it were, wherein each one is, whether voluntarily or through mandate, forced to hold the others in check, where no single authority can take full control or can unlawfully gain undue influence, power, or benefit from the operations. The idea at the end of the day is to assist the people that are most in need, the most vulnerable members of society. With that being said, I see myself in the position of a corporate secretary, ensuring legal compliance and making sure there is a continuity of purpose. In that way, I know I'm not going to be tempted individually. All salaries are based on local pay rates, or domestic pay rates. There's not going to be any question of outrageous salaries there. Add in the Philippine laws requiring at least 70% go to the intended cause, and with the foundation being established for the general welfare, those funds would, by law, be mandated to be utilized for humanitarian and infrastructure development. So that is the focus at this point in time. And at present, we're still looking for the team. So once we get the team built and we can get the bylaws ironed out and we get everything set up and established, then I can proceed with the UN program that we have tentatively approved, that has been tentatively approved by the domestic government, by many of the government agencies, by the funding arm of the United Nations through domestic operations. So I think that has a very good chance of going through, but we need to build a team. My last experts, as you may know, have decided that when it was time for the rubber to hit the road, they decided they had better things to do with their time and actively pursued efforts where they could gain personally rather than finishing all the document and providing me with the statistics and figures I need to complete the documents accurately. So it is what it is. More power to them. I hope they do very well in their financial pursuits and their personal gain. That is not the purpose of what we are doing. So we're looking for permaculture experts. I have no reason to doubt that at such a time as we do get the commercial ventures going, we will not have any challenges finding commercial people, finding people that are motivated by profit to run the incorporation and to oversee the operations that will ensure the economic sustainability of the program. The permaculture experts remain a challenge. I don't personally think that large-scale reforestation through the utilization of food forests is in any way antithetical to anything that Bill Mollison or Dan Holmgren established. And I think that is ideal in many ways. While it would never work in the industrialized nations because they can't necessarily control everything to the extent they would like, the government can't. I do think that in the Amazon basin, through the cooperation of the indigenous tribes, in the Borneo region, through the cooperation of the indigenous tribes, in the Congolese rainforest basin, through the cooperation of the indigenous tribes and the domestic government there, and in the Philippines, through the cooperation of the domestic government and in conjunction with the indigenous tribes here. I think those are absolutely paramount to not only the environmental sustainability, but also to the social sustainability being able to introduce programs and projects that do align perfectly with the values and histories of the indigenous peoples, and at the same time providing a viable and tangible benefit for the most vulnerable members of modern society. So we're looking for the experts. I'm not the guy in charge. I don't want to be the guy in charge. If you do, maybe we can talk. If you happen to be a permaculture expert, maybe we can talk. If you happen to be an environmental expert who's interested in changing the world, maybe we can talk. Greedy capitalists, we can find anywhere. Hell, I'm one of them. But I don't need to be in charge of a corporation. My role is simply to provide a continuity of purpose and to ensure that the programs are in line with Philippine law, with international law, and ensuring that we ultimately do continue down the path for systemically sustainable human growth and development. So if you're out there, you're one of the experts, and you can lend a hand, even in your spare time, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know. Thank you. Bye. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Music by Hatman.